You know how sometimes you walk into a home, and before you even notice the furniture or the decor, you notice the smell? It can be comforting and inviting. Or, let's be honest, it can be a little off-putting. The truth is, the scent of a home says a lot, and it plays a bigger role in our mood than most people realize. A fresh, clean-smelling space doesn't just feel nicer, it actually helps you relax, breathe easier, and enjoy being there. The mistake a lot of people make is trying to cover odors with sprays or plug-ins. They might smell nice at first, but they're just sitting on top of the problem. After a while, you end up with a strange mix of fake floral spray and, well, whatever's underneath. The good news is, you don't need any of that. Professionals know that the best way to keep a home smelling fresh is to get rid of the source of the odor and replace it with simple, natural scents that actually last. Now, I'm curious, do you already have a favorite trick to make your home smell nice? Maybe you boil cinnamon sticks in winter, or you're loyal to lavender spray on your sheets. I'd love to know. And also, just for fun, which city are you watching us from? It's always nice to see where everyone's tuning in. Here's something professionals swear by, and it might surprise you. The single most important habit for keeping a home fresh is not about candles or essential oils at all. It's about air. Intentional ventilation. That means opening windows on opposite sides of the home so the air flows straight through. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, the effect is huge. You're not just letting in fresh air, you're letting stale, trapped air escape. And that makes everything else you do so much more effective. But the air itself is only half the story. The real trick is dealing with the things in your home that hold on to smells. I'm talking about rugs, curtains, cushions, blankets, all those cozy fabrics we love. They're wonderful for comfort, but they act like sponges for odors. Think about it. When was the last time you actually shook out your curtains or vacuumed your sofa cushions? We tend to wash clothes regularly, but forget that home textiles need the same attention. That's where a few small routines make all the difference, like washing cushion covers every couple of weeks, giving sheets a weekly refresh, and giving curtains a monthly wash. It sounds like a lot written down, but once you make it part of your routine, it blends right in. And trust me, nothing beats slipping into freshly washed sheets with that clean scent still clinging to them. And here's a little secret. While the laundry's running, you can give your home textiles a quick refresh without pulling out the washer. All you need is a spray bottle with water, a splash of white vinegar, and a few drops of your favorite essential oil. A light mist on the sofa or armchair, followed by a wipe with a dry cloth, works wonders. The vinegar neutralizes trapped odors, and the essential oil leaves behind a gentle scent. Don't worry, the vinegar smell disappears once it dries. Speaking of simple miracles, let's talk baking soda. This one works like magic on carpets, rugs, and even sofas. Just sprinkle a thin layer, leave it for about 20 minutes, and vacuum it up. The baking soda absorbs odors right out of the fabric. It's like giving your living room a deep breath of fresh air without much effort. Honestly, if I had to pick one inexpensive item to always keep on hand, it would be baking soda. It handles everything from fridge smells to musty rugs. And while we're on the subject of smells that linger, you'd be amazed at how effective white vinegar can be when you put it to work. It doesn't just cover odors, it actually breaks them down. One of the easiest tricks is to place a small bowl of vinegar in areas that tend to hold on to strong smells. Behind the refrigerator, inside a shoe cabinet, or even in the bathroom overnight. By morning, that stale, heavy odor is gone. You don't smell the vinegar either, just a clean, neutral space. For a quick freshening spray, Mix equal parts water and vinegar in a spray bottle. You can add a few drops of essential oil if you like. It works on trash cans, bathroom surfaces, or even directly on fabric. The result is crisp, clean air without that artificial, overwhelming scent you get from store-bought sprays. Now, let me share one of my favorite little habits. I like to tuck cotton balls soaked in essential oil into hidden corners, behind sofa cushions, inside drawers, even under the bed. You don't see them, but every time you pass by, you catch the faint scent. It feels like a little secret touch that makes the space more inviting. There's also something timeless about citrus. Lemon, orange, tangerine. They're naturally uplifting. Instead of throwing away the peels, toss them in a pot of boiling water with a cinnamon stick or a couple of cloves. Within minutes, your whole home smells like a cozy kitchen. If you want something longer lasting, you can dry the peels and mix them with sea salt or baking soda. Then leave that mixture in the bathroom or near the trash can. It quietly absorbs odors while giving off that zesty freshness. When it comes to keeping your home fresh, it's all about little habits like these. A quick window open here, a baking soda sprinkle there, a citrus simmer on the stove when you're cooking. They're easy, they don't cost much, and they work better than any chemical spray ever could. And the best part is, once you start noticing the difference, you'll never want to go back to masking odors again. So now that we've covered how important fresh air and little daily habits are, let's dig into the real backbone of a fresh-smelling home: ventilation and fabric care. Because no matter how many scented sprays or oils you use, if the air is stale and the textiles are holding on to odors, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. The thing is, most of us don't think about ventilation as part of cleaning. We'll scrub countertops, mop floors, polish furniture, but the air just sits there. Professionals know better. They open up the house strategically, not just cracking one window, but two or more on opposite sides so you get that cross breeze. Even if you live somewhere where you can't keep the windows open long, just 15 minutes of that airflow can do more than hours of scented candles. It clears out cooking smells, pet odors, and that closed-up feeling that settles in homes after a few days. And for those rooms that don't have windows, don't worry, there's still a way. Just open the door wide and use a fan to push the air through. It's not glamorous, but it works. That little bit of circulation makes a huge difference, especially in spaces like laundry rooms or interior bathrooms that can get stuffy fast. Here's something else to think about. Your fabrics are like memory keepers. Every cushion, rug, and throw blanket is quietly storing whatever has floated through your home. Cooking odors, dust, even that faint smell of last night's dinner. All of it clings. Which is why shaking them out during your ventilation time is such a smart move. Just give them a good shake near an open window or outside, and you'll actually see the dust float away. It's a simple habit, but it keeps fabrics fresher between proper washes. Now for the bigger stuff. Cushion covers should really get a wash every couple of weeks. Sheets once a week. That's non-negotiable if you want that crisp, fresh feel at night. Curtains, about once a month, and carpets every few months. These timelines aren't strict rules, but they're a good rhythm to aim for. And the difference is noticeable. When you keep to this cycle, your home doesn't just look clean, it feels clean. Let's be honest though, not every fabric is removable. Sofas are a perfect example. That's when the vinegar spray comes to the rescue. Just a little water, a splash of vinegar, and a few drops of essential oil, lavender, lemon, or whatever makes you smile. Lightly spritz, wipe with a dry cloth, and that stale sofa smell disappears. And if you've ever had guests coming over last minute, this trick is a lifesaver. For rugs and carpets, The baking soda method really can't be beat. Sprinkle, wait 20 minutes, vacuum. Done. Not only does it neutralize odors, but it leaves the fibers feeling lighter somehow, almost like the rug itself can breathe again. And if you've ever struggled with pet odors clinging to carpets, this is hands down the easiest solution. By the way, have you ever noticed how a freshly vacuumed rug changes the whole feel of a room? It's like suddenly the space is lighter and more put together, even if nothing else has changed. That's the power of paying attention to these hidden areas. Another trick that works beautifully for fabrics that can't be tossed in the washer is to sprinkle a fine layer of baking soda, let it sit, and then vacuum it up. It works wonders on upholstery that gets a lot of daily use. And it's so satisfying to know you're not just covering up smells, you're actually pulling them out. One thing I've noticed is that when you make a habit of refreshing textiles regularly, the whole house requires less effort overall. It's almost like the home starts taking care of itself a little bit, because you're not letting odors build up to the point where you're fighting them. It's easier, it's lighter, and honestly, it's more enjoyable to keep up. And here's something I recommend to anyone who wants to create that welcoming moment when you walk in the door. Focus on the entrance. That first breath when you step inside sets the tone. A freshly vacuumed entry rug, a little spray of vinegar and essential oil mix on it now and then, and suddenly your home feels inviting before you've even taken your shoes off. The beauty of these ventilation and fabric habits is that they're not complicated. They don't require fancy products or a huge amount of time. They're small, consistent actions that add up. And the payoff is a home that doesn't just look tidy. It genuinely feels fresher every single day. Here's a trick I really love. Add a few drops of essential oil straight into your mop water. As you're cleaning the floors, the scent spreads throughout the whole house. It lingers just enough to feel fresh, but it's not overwhelming. Honestly, mopping suddenly feels a little more rewarding when the house smells this good afterward. And if you like the idea of quick cleanups, you can even make your own wipes. Just soak some paper towels or reusable cloths in a mix of water, vinegar, and a few drops of oil. Then keep them in a sealed jar. Anytime you notice a surface that needs a quick wipe, you've got natural, good-smelling wipes ready to go. No chemicals, no waste, and you always have them on hand. If you prefer something continuous, an essential oil diffuser does the trick. You can set it to run for a short time and let it do its work quietly in the background. It's especially nice in living areas or bedrooms where you spend a lot of time. And honestly, if you've ever had company over and turned on a diffuser with a clean, light scent, you know the difference it makes. People might not even notice exactly what it is. They'll just say, "Wow, your home smells amazing." Plants are another underrated way to add freshness. Basil, lavender, rosemary. These don't just look nice, they give off subtle scents that improve the feel of a room. Plus, you can snip them for cooking or teas, so they're practical too. A little pot of fresh herbs by the kitchen window, or a small lavender plant in the bedroom, adds so much charm and freshness without any extra effort. When you start combining these little tricks, vinegar sprays, aromatic corners, citrus pots, diffusers, and plants, you create layers of natural scents that work together. None of them are heavy or artificial, but they give your home that signature, welcoming smell. And the best part is, it doesn't feel like you're trying too hard. It just feels like your home naturally smells good, which is the best compliment of all. The real beauty in all these habits is that they're simple. They don't require expensive products or complicated routines. They're just little consistent touches that add up to a home that feels fresh, welcoming, and cared for. When your space smells good, it feels good, and you feel better too. And that's really the secret professionals know. It's not about masking odors, it's about removing them and replacing them with natural scents that actually work. Fresh air, clean fabrics, citrus, herbs, essential oils, things that are easy, budget-friendly, and right at your fingertips. Once you start using these tricks, your home doesn't just smell better for a day. It stays fresh, day after day, with almost no effort at all.